So today we have some special guests who I love so much, Sparkle and Lonzy.
Hello.
Hey, TaNia Thomas here, Jesus lover, dedicated wife and mom, serial entrepreneur, and extraordinary real estate broker. All right, so I met Lonzy and Sparks, ironically, when I sold them their first flip back in 2016.
Yeah.
That was a while ago.
It was.
Yes, I had to pull up the HUD, y'all, to see what year it was. All right, Lee, you want to tell them a little bit about how we met?
Yeah, so ironically, I had wanted to get involved in the real estate, and we had wanted to reach out to a real estate agent to get us started to purchasing property and starting our flipping journey. I had an agent who was actually going out there showing me properties, had a few of them under contract, but there was really no real motion to it. And then, of course, one of the deals that kind of fell apart because the agent, she wasn't kind of reaching back out to me and telling me what I need to do, because I was fairly new into real estate. So what I did is I went on Realtor.com and I searched for a real estate agent in the area I was investing in. And so happily, TaNia, she picked up the phone, and of course, from day one, we had built a connection, and then we started to go out and start putting more properties under contract. And so from step by step, she actually helped us get started and actually buy our first flip. Yeah. And now we've been flipping ever since.
All right, so while we were working through it, working through the process, I'm like helping them with the finishes and all that stuff, and we were having like some really good conversations, and I'm like, okay, so I started slipping my guide in, and they they with it.
Yes.
So I just love their spirit. So I was like, and they hustle. So I'm like, y'all should get y'all real estate license. So Sparks, tell me a little bit about that.
So I remember like it was yesterday. We had, Lonzy and I had just jumped into this real estate game full time. Yeah. We were both coming from corporate America, and so we were completely leaning on God. This was a God thing. This was not what we were expecting to do, but we were being led to. So again, even just being led to TaNia was a blessing. And for her to prophesy that over us, I remember I was just like staring into her eyes like, okay. I just felt God speaking through her. And so we went through the process to get our license. And I think my favorite part about that was the fact that she was, when you think about a realtor telling you to get your real estate license, like it was just all from the heart, all from us getting more. It was like, no, y'all can get more if you do this. And it's like, oh, wow. Like it was just so heartfelt, so, loving. And so we went through the process to get our license, and we did everything together. So we was just in this thing. And so we went through, we took our course, got licensed, and man, the rest has been history.
All right, so we stayed in touch, and we would meet up and talk about our visions, and we realized that God had gave us the exact same vision. Yeah. He gave Lonzy the same nonprofit vision that I had, and the same vision about our company, like how to form it and everything. Yep. And so we were like, what we supposed to be doing with this? What is this about? I'm like, Lord, why did you give me the same vision you gave them? What's this about? So about a year and a half ago, we really got serious. Me and Spark started building our real estate systems together. She had got a real estate broker's license, and she like, man, I'm like, come on, sis, let's go. So we started talking and started building our companies together, started building our systems together and all that stuff. And it just was it was seamless. It was just moving so seamless. And we were able to get way more done because it was two of us at the same time, right? Yep. So then Lee called me about a month ago, and he like, T, I think I'm ready to come down to the Detroit area, do wholesale and flips. And I'm like, all right, so tell me a little bit about that, Lee.
So definitely when I wanted to come down to the Detroit market, because, once that you're doing something in a small pond, you kind of get noticed. And at that stage, right, I wanted to move from out of the Flint area because you can only grow so much. So, of course, Detroit is a more competitive market that we want to come down and move to. So, of course, who else would I call, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I kind of lean on T as much as possible to go ahead and run comparables for us or tell us if it's a good neighborhood, and then we already got the infrastructure already built. So it's a seamless transaction.
Initially, I'm like, okay, so I get y'all the deals and we can do that, we can maybe do the wholesale in and I'll let y'all do the flips. And then I'm in church one day and the Lord was like, TaNia, I sent your help. Do them flips with them. So I called them and I'm like, can we do the flips together? And they're like, of course, let's go. And I'm like, all right, let's go. So that was a month ago and we got 3 flips going with 2 in the process and we about to buy another one already, right? And it's just been amazing, like how much you can do when you have 3 people, right? Lonzie will be at the property, Sparks working on our marketing. I'm making connections, like it's just like all at the same time. So like, man, we just move so much faster because we have each other, you know? So little by little, the Lord has been knitting us together. And when I tell you it's been a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, it really has. And remember, the originally when we got together, it was by you being my coach, because God had put me in a position to become a team leader. And so I'm like, I need some help. And I just kept praying and praying, like, who can I reach out to? And so this is why it's so important to be God-led and just really understand what divine connection is, because my husband like, why don't you just call TaNia? And I'm like, she's so busy. And, she just, although she is like the perfect mentor, I'm just like, no. And I was scared. And so I was in a group with some people that I was meeting with and kind of discussing business. And they was like, why don't you just reach out to her? You never know how God is going to use you to speak to her. And so I prayed about it and he was like, call her. So I'm talking about, as soon as he said it, I called her like, I'm sorry if I'm interrupting you, but look, I've been praying and I've been waiting, and can you please be my coach? And so she said, and I love this about her. She said, I'm gonna pray about it. And so she did. And then she called me back and said, nope, but we gonna work together. And man.
Yep, so that's how it started. Yep. And then we just been doing it ever since. We have all had our share of like bad partnerships, right? I mean, we got stories for days, but when you people like us like that have given hearts and like just go-getters, if somebody else not doing it, you just gonna go and do it, right? Like you just gonna do it, and then that ends up, it put too much weight on you, and you get tired fast because you're doing your work and they work. So it's just great to be divinely connected and like, with the right people, and equally yoked. I remember my evangelist was telling me what equally yoked meant, and she was saying that it's like when back in the day, they used to have 2 oxen who would like they would be carrying a load, right? Yeah. And if you got a weak oxen here and a strong one here, this strong one, they moving ahead and this other one holding them back, so they get tired faster, they don't make it the whole way. So that's like, it's real. It's real, that's real. Like, you have to be equally yoked or you gonna fall apart, like we done started with other partners, wholesale, flip, and it didn't work. Like it just wasn't working. It was holding us back. So I'm just so excited about how fast we gonna move because of that. Divine acceleration comes from divine connection. So you can move faster when you are connected to the right people. So I'm excited about what we got in store. We got so much stuff up the pipeline. We're going to be bringing some coaching together and some consulting together. And we also got a really big project that we're working on. We're going to keep that secret for a minute. We'll tell y'all later. But just stay tuned. You're going to see way more of us, an elite organization. Be looking for that elite organization. All right. Well, thanks, Sparks and Lonzie.
Thanks for having us.
All right. Yes. So if you want to see more content like this, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I drop new content.